So if you're struggling to get better performance from your Google Shopping, then testing your product images and your final URLs, your landing pages, can be one of the easiest ways to lower your CPA or increase your ROAS. And the best thing about it is that hardly anyone does this optimization. So in this video, what I'm going to show you is what you should be testing, how to set the tests up, how to run the A/B tests themselves, and then how to measure success and what to do after that, how to scale it. So what you're seeing on the screen right now is a few different images we've been testing with this product. So this is the original product they had. We have tested a single white background, and we've also tested a few different variations of lifestyle imagery. We haven't tested the color background yet, but we're going to run over the sort of tests you should do in this video. So why should you actually A/B test your Google Shopping images? See, most brands spend thousands of pounds on Google Shopping, but they don't actually optimize their images or landing pages. So lots of brands are missing out on a significant room for improvement as a result of this. So if you do this, you have the opportunity to get ahead of 99% of the competitors. So let's go over 4 reasons of why you should A/B test your Google Shopping images and assets. One is to do with images. So images capture eyeballs, they capture attention on the search engine result page. Your titles and your descriptions are the reason you actually show up, but your images are the reason you actually get the clicks. So if you can get more clicks for the same amount of advertising spend, that results in a cheaper CPC and a higher click-through rate. So you get more bang for your buck. And if I'm to look at an example here, so I work predominantly in the supplements niche, and there is a high amount of competition for this. You can see the majority of people here are not using plain white backgrounds here. We've got multicolored here, we got this product even as an angle. These ones have lifestyle backgrounds with flowers included, so you see there's a lot of competition here. So you really want to stand out. So reason number 2 is to do with your landing pages. So your landing pages have significant influence of your conversion rates and your AOV. So if you can have a higher conversion rate, higher AOV, combined with improved images that capture eyeballs and get cheaper CPC, higher CTR, those metrics combined is what will increase your ROAS and reduce your CPA. And then reason number 4 is, from doing these tests, we can have better data and better knowledge as to what we should do with our future images for our Google Shopping and future landing pages. So it's little tests we can do to improve and make incremental improvements to our performance. So let's go down here onto what you should actually be testing. It's images and URLs. So what we do in terms of our images, we stick with the plain white background to begin with. That's the majority of the time. That is what we use. That's the test we start with, for example there. And then we'll go on to one, which is a color background. And then number 3, which is a lifestyle background, something like this. And then with our URLs, what I am testing is a product page and a dedicated landing page. So for the example of the client we used, we were testing a dedicated landing page that looks like this. So it is a lot more informative. It was a lot more for a new customer to the brand to educate them along their buying journey before purchasing down at the bottom here. And then we have this page here, which is the product page. It's just a plain product page. This is what we originally started with this client. Now, how do we actually set up these tests? Well, in order to set up these tests, basically end result what we need is we need a new manual feed in the Google Merchant Center for the testing variants. And to do this, it takes 7 steps. So if I just move this down so we can better read it. So step 1, we want to download the current feed to a Google Sheet. Then step 2, we want to remove the non-testing SKUs. We want to limit it only to the products we want to A/B test. And then step 3 is we want to duplicate the testing SKUs. And then we want to rename those item IDs with the relevant tests we're going to be doing. And then step 5 is we want to change the URL in the actual manual feed. And then we want to fetch the feed so it goes back onto our Google Merchant Center and can be uploaded into our Google Ads. And then step 7, we actually do this in Google Merchant Center itself. This is where we change the images, and we can use AI to do this, or we can just upload the images there. So let's get into it. So what we want to go down into is our product feed, and we want to look at all products. So we only have 7 products for this client, but this is exactly what I do if I was just going to A/B test this product here. So this one is the B3 Plus, and it's the one I'm going to be focusing on for these tests here. First of all, you want to go to the right hand side here, and we want to go to this download button here. And what this is going to do is download a CSV file or TSV file, and we are going to upload this into a Google Sheet, and that's where we're going to make a new feed, basically a testing feed. So once that's up there, I'm going to go to a Google Sheet. I'm going to go to blank sheet here, And then I'm just going to go to import. And in this section here, I'm going to take my download here and literally just drag it in. And we're going to upload it and then just import data. And there we have our literal feed we've been using in the Google Merch Center. So now we have our uploaded feed, our duplicate feed in here. What I'm going to do is just arrange it so we're only focusing on this product here. So I'm literally going to delete these two rows here. And we only have this product here. First of all, I like to use the ID as the anchor. So I'm going to pull that one over there. And then I'm just going to make this a bit easier. So the description is the reason that's doing that. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So this is our original one. We do not need to upload this one. So what I'm going to do is rename this one LP. So B3 Plus hyphen LP. And then the next one we're going to have is B3 Plus Lifestyle. And then the next one we're going to have is B3 Plus Colored Background. And then simply, we're going to do this. We're just going to copy and paste everything we have in here. So everything is exactly the same. But with the lifestyle imagery, we don't need to change anything there. With the colored background, we don't need to change anything there because we're going to do it directly in the Merchant Center. And then for the B3 Plus landing page, what I'm going to do is actually change the link. So we already have the link we want to test here. So I'm going to copy that. And then I'm going to go back to the sheet, and now I'm going to change this one over. So there we have the link for the landing page already there. So we've already optimized that one. That one's finished. Okay, we don't need to do anything more with that. But now let's do testing feed for this. And now we want to go back into our Google Merchant Center, and we want to go to a thing called data sources. And in here, what we want to do, it's not going to be a supplementary feed. This is going to be a primary feed here, and we can already see we had the original one uploaded via a feed, but I'm going to add another data source. And in this, I'm going to use Google Sheets, and we don't need to use a template. We've already used the template because we literally just downloaded exactly what the feed was. And then I'm going to go to choose a spreadsheet, go to my name here. And then we can see the testing feed here is the one we've most recently changed. So it's at number 1, and then I'm just going to simply insert it there. Automatically update every 12 hours. Okay, testing feed is uploaded. I want to go to continue. And now it's just going to take a little while to fetch and upload. So just got to be patient for this one. Okay, so it's uploaded, but it's shown to me there's a few issues we need to adjust for it. So for unrecognized attributes, all clicks, channel, feed label, language. So basically I've changed that one. So what I need to do is just go back and just delete those ones. And this is just because I've copied and pasted it. So I'm just going to go those and delete. Simple as that. All clicks, delete. And the rest of these should be absolutely fine. I'm just going to get rid of that one. If I go back, and what I'm going to do is just update it and see if that fixes it. And there we are, no issues found just from doing that. So now we've done that, everything seems to be okay. Our next step on the process is our final one, which is to change the images in your Google Merch Center. And now we can use Google Merch Center's new AI feature to change our backgrounds, to make them a lifestyle background or to make it a colored background. So let's do that now. So if I go over to your business products, in here, I'm now going to basically find this new feed. So where are they here? So this is our new feed. We can see these products are the ones we are going to be testing. They have the plain white background. So like I said, this one has already been done, B3 Plus LP. These two are what we're going to be changing. And any change you make in a Google Merch Center is automatically overridden from your manual feed. So if I go into this and change the images in here, or change a title in here, it will replace anything we do here. It takes the rule of it, okay? So that's exactly what we're going to do here. So I'm going to go to manage images on this section here. And this is where you either have the option to upload new images, or you can use this section up here, which is to transform your product images into lifestyle images with AI generated backgrounds to attract customers. So let's do that and get started in this bit here. And what we want to do is generate scene. So first of all, it's going to basically remove the background of the product, and then we want to describe what the product is. And this is a CD player. I'm going to go to next. And this is where we use the AI input. And I'm going to say, put this into a light blue background. That's all I'm going to put. And I'm just going to go back and forth until it finds the sort of background we want to use for this test. And there we are. It has generated a few different backgrounds. It's added a CD to this one randomly. It's added some other stuff here. I don't particularly like these. I do like this. So that's something we can use. And I'm simply going to click add to the merchant center. So there we have it there. And what I'm going to do is pin this as the main image. And there we have a test done. So that one's already done. And I'm just going to click save on this product here. And now we go to our next product, which is our lifestyle image. So the other one, which is our lifestyle image, is this one here. And this one can be a bit more tricky to actually use the AI to produce. It's not as good as ChatGPT, unfortunately. So you need to spend a bit more time crafting your prompt, I suppose, in here. The best advice I can give you is to just keep it simple. So number one, we describe the product as a CD player. Now, the next part is we actually want to describe a scene or upload a reference image for this to create the AI generated background. So I have an idea of what I want to produce for this client because this product is aimed at audio files. So I want it to be put onto something like this. So take your time finding the type of background you want to add it to, but I must say it's not the best. This AI generated, these prompts aren't the best, so you do have to take a little while to find the perfect prompt for it to work. It will throw up a load of random stuff. It's not as good as ChatGPT yet. Okay, so here we are. It's done it to a certain extent, but for some reason it's put it on top of CDs, which is not what we want. So let me take a little bit more time in order to craft this description, and we can go from there. Okay, so I took a little bit of time here, and basically what I've done is just really simplified it. So my final prompt was on a living room storage cabinet against the wall. And I like a few of these, but this one in particular is jumping out at me. So I'm literally going to go to add that to the merchant center. So that's the one way you can do it with the AI. So the other option of what you can do is just literally upload a new image. And we actually got some images made for this. So I'm going to literally add one in. And this is where you can upload a new image. And I already have an image made, but it is not in square. So I'm on a Mac, so I'm quickly just going to edit this so we can crop it to a square. So this is quite a cool image because it's a side-on angle. So it might be more attractive for a few more eyeballs and generate some more clicks for us. So that's what I'm going to do there. So I've created that one there, and I'm just going to drag it onto my desktop. And now we have that there. I'm then going to go to upload. And there we have our final other image. So for example, we've just created this image, which is quite cool. It's a front on. And then we also have this image here, which is a side on angle. For the example of this, I'm just going to pin this as the main image. Is that already the main image? Cool, that's already the main image. So that's absolutely fine. Cool, so we have our main image there, and I'm just going to click save. So now we have our product testing variants created. We simply just need to put them into the campaigns and now measure the results, measure success or failure of these testing variants. So how do we actually measure results? Overall, I keep this approach very similar to how you would test creatives on a Facebook CBO campaign. I simply put them into the existing campaign and I let the algorithm dictate to me whether this is a top performing variant or a low performing variant. And the instructions of how we do this is I simply add the test variants into the same listing group as the original SKU. I don't have a dedicated campaign for it because that will take a new PMAX, go through learnings, etc. I just simply put it into an existing campaign. Step 2 is I'm going to monitor performance every 7 days, and I'm going to just keep an eye on things really. The aim is to run it for 4 weeks. I typically check it once a week, but this does depend on the amount you're spending. If you're spending more in your account, the higher the spend, the more frequent of checks I would do, because you want to make sure it's not rinsing your budget. And then number 3 is I run the test for at least 4 weeks or until a significant level of spends. And when I say spend, the reason I say that is because you need more spend to generate conversions, because our conclusions are going to be based on conversions. And then step 4 is we pause the underperforming variants. And then step 5 is for the winners, we create new variants based on the conclusion we've come to. It's a very, very simple process. Okay, so now we have the steps there. I'm literally just going to wait. You have to wait a little while in order for the Google Merchant Center feed to connect and upload into the Google Ads account. Okay, so now I've just waited a bit of time for the products to be pulled into Google Ads. I'm going to go through to the ad group of a standard shopping campaign I want to add these into. Click on the ad group, and now you're in a product group, the listing groups if you're in a PMAX campaign, and go to all products here, and I'm going to do edit subdivision. And now I'm just going to find the new products we added. So this is the B3 Plus colored background, B3 Plus lifestyle image, and a B3 Plus -LP landing page. I click save, and I'll go back to these. I just want to make sure these are actually included, because by default they'll be excluded, the way I've set it up. And then we have include there. And now I'm just going to go to products. And what we should see here is the variants we have. So this is the original B3 Plus. This is the testing variant for the LP. And this is the lifestyle image. And this is the colored background. And there you have it, guys. That's literally it. But if you are an e-commerce brand and you would just like us to do this for you, so we've got a lot of experience in this. And if you're generating over £50,000 per month or dollars per month, then please get in contact below. You go to the website, have a look at our case studies, and then book in a call to speak to either me or a member of the team. All right, thank you guys. I will see you in the next video.